no call about the bus smart TV. In sense, we call social media and perceive no question about near painting, patcho, me a question.
That this election is going to be one of the most difficult elections for us. So nobody should take things for granted. This is going to be the biggest fight of our lives. Why do I say so? The last election, we fought against Akufo Addo, who is not from anywhere near here. Look at the margin by which we beat him in the north. This time we are facing Baumia, who is our neighbor. So the fight that we put up in the last election, this election, we need to put up double of the fight that we put up in the last election. So nobody should take this for granted.
Especially since 2022, this country has gone through very difficult time in our macroeconomic space. And NDC for Mahama assume say automatically because Obofour say we are saying for na Ghana for yes we be a kind automatically no Ghana no kwa Obama Mahama. Again, they assume they say MPP for 8 years. In 8 years, yeah, Omotamaso, Omonko, Obia 8 years. It's automatically no Ghana for Kotoma Mahama. That is actually what the NDC thought. But that was at a time, now, ye flag bearer. That was at a time, ye a flag bearer, not only see some any Ghana for Nkansah. And now me no Kasi. And soon swollen from every poll in Aba, including posters from NDC from your post by NDC. Every day when they release their polls, you could still see huge improvement on the part of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as against John Mahama. And the reason is simple. The Ghanaian voter has realized that what about the penny pen? And the amount of Kasa in 2024 in Kasanyama win in 2012. Emma so at Wabama. There is not a single promiser, former President Mahama, Emma, and now. One man has promised in 2012. And then you became president in 2013, 14, 15, 16. You did not fulfill a single of these promises that you made to us within the period. Rather, no, for each of the macroeconomic indicators, you moved us from bad to worse. Your friend on 20. Even social interventions, social safety net, on my way, Edia to Ghana for enjoy crowd, which difference him. In Kola over 100,000, and Afia, Omokate if you want to be uncle school. Next, for the teacher for every year school, 4 years, one form where you mean. Omwa, Omutubinia Juma during your tenure in the public sector, or ye Juma 12 months, which was scanning your Obetian 3 months. Yet there's sumo for 4 years. Near Yakani and fine Yejuma. In Kofoyuma Eguye. Companies are shut down. And bread do ya not public sector for yes, slow, improve our conditions of service. Now ya ketchuam to more kakra because of many more under your tenano. O show my name. A catch room say one who strike a when and to strike way and yaw say Nasa wo a ya aketia and quantum no more painting or more strike there. Why you to say Ojen Funu unsuro sekan into the baby omonye. Next, if one teacher for more colleges or more school, a here for ma rely on nurses and teachers allowance. What this your musim? Almost free one or catch room say no one now be restore no matter about dia and come to a bentia. Then to senior at the back. What did this say? Sanyama we are obey as a mampeni. Usan be 8 years later. Now be catch a Ghana for say omun to abama. What did this say nurse in the Twabama? Doctor Nina 8 years ago, Katra was say, Funaketuma was say, on tono, or that's all. Students now within the nurses and teachers allowance stream in Seven, and now a nurse, a doctor. Nurse for the civil servant, doctor for now, which you 3 months out of 4 months, or almost for retirement, you almost all. In Kola 100,000 now, you almost 3 almost that's all. Almost what? Omunia no mabenya kwanya kwa secondary school no more breastfeed no more under you to mutia kono omunitia so eyo wona na wa be mu a anka omunia no me no mutu be call secondary school ma wi a omutu aso nko manya sa akonya no they will vote against the former president senior. There is no way these people I have mentioned who are going to go into the polls and vote for John Mahama His Excellency. The man became president and he failed completely. He became president and he disregarded everybody in this country. He became president and he woefully failed to perform. And there is no way, absolutely no way, that Ghanaians are going to line up and vote for him. After all, who wants to go back? After all, who wants to go and take something that was not in good condition? And that is why every day, you see an improvement in Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's friend is saying, polls and survey in this country. On your perfect, on your 100%. But the Ghana for United can say between the former president Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Kwadwo, they see in Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia a leader that is committed and dedicated towards the cause of this country, a leader that is looking into the future and believes that Ghana can also fight to build this country to be as competitive as any other country can be. And that is why I can tell you without any shadow that say nobody is taking John Mahama's words for anything. Nobody is taking John Mahama's word for anything. And it's not as he said, you cannot say that. You cannot be paying, you be paying, your man and walking your pain. They are obey. We need to give another person a chance. No, so need the akrobeto or no so from become MIA. What kids if ye? A to the beer, Obimpo, which your school fees in a man, what school they what your man is so school no? A sunny. Singlet are only. A sunny kayas. See that's only kayas. Slippers are only. Now what can you? It's Yawu Kofi Mensa. Any Kojo Bonsu, our community bar. Kofi Mensa, yano. Which me a school area by a doctor. Okono Bessie, ever celebrity for Babana Kojo Mensa at the quarantine. Now, yes, Kojo Mensa. But the difference between Kofi Bonsu and Kojo Mensa is say Kofi Bonsu is ne papa ne mami to be in sketchy and Okama and school. Now, Mensa dear, ne bin nifienti when to be on Twasso, it's in our Katana Quahono. And then the mobile in answer opportunity no be to me Kobe. Now, so we are near Quani in a Bessia, no beer the need a day. Abba, there is not a single policy this country has seen that is bigger and better than free senior high school. And I'm praying for a day you bet me at once to be him. It's Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's point is that South Free Senior High School reflected in every pool in our banner. He's quite convinced to say we have to upgrade it to the next level. And the next level of upgrade is, and they say, I can't know my menu when I see a Miamuna Sanyamano, you to me, a manager and answer Chocolate. Yedi kind, improved infrastructure. When everybody say, it's not a free senior high school, see, number of children now echo school, no, or my dorsal. Every school are there and never. In the past 8 years, government has been working hard to fill in that infrastructure gap, no? But we still have more work to do. And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is promising that upgrade. Say we'll finish this infrastructure expansion under his presidency, and is committed to it. Second one, feeding. You agree with me? Say as I speak to you, secondary school we have some two challenges. It will be infrastructure and feeding. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is committed and is clearly outlined ways that he would ensure, say, the feeding for these children for senior high schools, will be top notch. It will be upgraded to ensure, say, upgrading. Remember, making sure, say, colony feeding, a bit years since you see and see it will be success. We would be a shining example for hundreds of countries across the world in terms of creating equal opportunities for all in education. There are very few countries in this world that say, educational system. It's a senior Ghana. It's a Akola sorry on we hear also we found the bag. Now, and that is one of the things that is showing up in almost every poll in Abba, including their Eba last week and our once a year, and we are looking at improving that aspect. There are other key issues like youth unemployment. It's critical. In fact, youth unemployment remains one of the top things on the mind of every Ghanaian. Say, making sure say, in Yuma Beba, now millions of Ghanaians are still our more home paying. Way has created over 2.3 million jobs. And yet, we still have millions of young Ghanaians are pay and Yuma. And see a company senior, it's even going to be more critical because the more skilled citizens you produce, the more jobs you have to create. In Tenei Obieba Airco School, they say we are going to have a lot more skilled and ready to work young people in our society than we had in the past. And until that time, I promise it, specific interventions or the better to create jobs. One, which is very critical, is the 1 million young people he promises to train in digital skills. And then, India, there are millions of young Indians but our companies are not our employers, any India. Juma companies are US, companies are Europe, any other countries in Asia, simply because of the digital foundation India for a creation, and that is something that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is committed to. After all, he has championed and led this digital drive for this country rigorously in the last 8 years, and all we are going to do is to upgrade digital efforts now, by ensuring, having put in all the systems and structures in place, now we move towards training our young people in these digital skills so they can fill in the jobs available and jobs outside the country. The promise is for 1 million young people. He's also spoken about SME banker, Obinim, small and medium enterprises. And there's a reason. Ghana, 90% of businesses in this country are SMEs. 90% of businesses in the companies are Ghana are small and medium enterprises. That's a fact. Now, of the employed population in that space, 80% of them are employed under SMEs. What it means basically is if we're able to build our SMEs for them to grow and expand, absorb a lot of the unemployed in our country. And so Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's plan is simple. He's setting up an SME bank that is exclusively dedicated towards providing needed financial support, capital injection for our SMEs in the country. Then ADB, we also a banker and SMEs to make sure that all our small and medium enterprises are able to perform, expand, produce more, and employ more. Now, one other strategy. The other strategy is whilst these SMEs are being provided with the needed funding, no more, no more expanding. Some produce here, we must be able to get the needed demand to buy and to procure and purchase Yamano producer. And he is introducing the holistic credit scoring system. Now, what the credit scoring system, and they say, I wouldn't say, cash and carry to say, cash and carry Ghana Hano. And then Ghana ha, car, just a wabbo was again, and so waiting me a car dealership to Aquacotoka. Open Kunyakra Udimo, just a web was scanning in Ano, and so Aquatonkunya. The Bia cash and carry. In Tiabrabona Ebono. To me, now Nema William now and live comfortable life at a good da. And Bia or deficit will baby. And Biano, you say, what Bob was the Canwan Yakas and Sawaka open also. And it's simply because a Brazilian, Omode, a Bossiabo, and a friend credit system, and a Ditanaho. And Tiene, Sabia, Wako Hiding, and our Penyama, SCC Udemua. Fesican Coton Kunya, and Fesican Coton TV, and Fesican Cotompa all at a go. The Arian say, Oko no Coton Kunyano on credit, and Pa on credit, TV on credit, fridge on credit. Bosumi Bia, with Juma William. See, it's your 20,000 Ghana cities, and now they tell 1,000 Ghana cities. With the 50 cities, every year, and Konyana, which you are in the car. With the 50, 8 year pano, with the 50, 8 year fridge, that they can order a couple for the month. In Kakran, in fact, what's your tiny baby? Now they now koto, the full fraba, who made the hour no now they are costa, now go to Yankaka. What this does is that a maximum or more cost of living, a coffin. A sounds of NDC eba. A sounds of improvement in the lives of the people eba. Now the cashier crown say, so put this way in place. Emma with citizens are. Obie to me bito. Now almost tono. Now as I say, companies also be producing more. Then they be able to meet demand now eba no. companies produce more. No, now they would need a lot more hands to be able to produce it. They will employ more to absorb the young people in the communities. So I can go on and on and on and on. And the point I'm making is that the polling is critical for us, not just because after 7-8, it's become obvious. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has improved bigly from where we were in November last year to the point where we're moving from trailing Mahama to actually overtaking Mahama and leading in this post. That is the reality on the ground. But the hearing is here. The hearing say in the next 70 days or so, Aka is say Tuabano. And Yama Ben Ghana for here says here. And what Judo was saying within 60 days practically. That the young to be real within the next 60 days. What is the assurance? What is the strategy? What is the proposal? And how are we communicating it to the Ghanaian voter to believe the future of this country is at stake, and the person we can trust to lead this country into the future. No one making sure the day I come as no, you bet me a year as on mine and the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Senior, young to me sign quietly. Young to me come be an and what we need to do, just as every civil society does and every civil country does, and they say, they are yet to me, young bon buying. Not the into me upgrade and queen, not the into me, young boy and one. The intermediate going into the future.
Now, Monsieur say, so His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and some are all country. If one say me ba may say promises I would all ye no. Okay. Nippana and buy into the organ. Monsieur Bibisa.
And canano. And Anna, ye did say Ghana for Kwadwo and NDC for Bedada 1992 or no. Yes, okwa the matches the cruising na kotoma broni no ene me am bebre asesa enunti as we speak every day as the days go by a polling ebe nyina no who say otesan na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ekwonanim because you see like I said before Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia take you off and started here campaign we no look there have been challenges especially from 2020 but most